So, like I said, after a year of attending the spiritualist church and eagerly waiting for a message, it finally happened. And so I went with my roommate. I took two of my roommates. Um, so I went with this person who was not my roommate for very long, housemate, and we went. It was like always a packed congregation. And I remember it getting to the end, and I remember getting very excited when I saw who was going to be the medium that was going to be doing the community kind of reading, if you will. And I kind of told my housemate, we'll call her Rachel. Rachel, oh, she's the good one. And I swear to God, almost as if out of a movie, the very next thing out of Tracy the medium's mouth is she looks right at me and she says, "Can I come to you?" And I'm just wait, me? Like, oh, yes, absolutely, please. So here's what I remember, because I think a combination of like how excited I was. I really wish that I had journaled this, recorded it in some way. But I do remember the key. I wish I remembered all of it, of course. But here's what I remember her saying. So she sensed an older man kind of behind me who I've had, and I'll get to that, I've had in other readings, been introduced to as one of my spirit guides, and how he kind of like looks over me, like, and he sees me as kind of like, oh, my son, my child, kind of like a father figure. So she identified him, and she then identified an animal. She wasn't quite able to make it out. She said like maybe smaller, kind of like the size of a rabbit. I think it may have been a chinchilla, or it may have been a rabbit. But then the reading took a very interesting turn. And she said that she sensed, this is gonna make me, I mean, this is, it was so validating and it was so beautiful. And the other thing is, like, I promise you, I've never spoken to this woman. We've had, like, in passing conversations, but a part of it was like I knew how good she was. Like, I had seen her give other readings. That part of it was like I was a little starstruck, if that makes sense. So, anyway, she part of her reading, I remember her saying that like she wanted to express a general sense of gratitude from the animal kingdom to me. And she kind of understood the relationship that I have had with the animal kingdom. And my friend is sitting next to me, like her jaw hit the floor. And I remember this. I don't remember much more of the reading, but I do remember this very specific example that Tracy used. She said that you, in your life previously, like, not in previous lives, but like just in your life, you have, been an advocate, for animals in the animal kingdom, and the animals want to express, their gratitude for that. That was this part of her message. And then she said that I can see you working in roles in the future. And she said the best way that I know how to explain it is, let's say that there's a conference room. She used this example specifically. Let's say that there's a conference room or conference, or you're speaking to a board, and there's a decision that's being made about whether the rhino is going to get funding, and then you're going to be the voice in the room that's really going to help the endangered species, whatever. That, again, I don't remember the exact details, but that was the example that she used. And as the reading continued, my friend actually spoke up. She's also like me, extroverted, introvert. Well, she might be more extroverted, but anyway. Um, she said like, oh my God, like he owns a pet business. Cause again, at this point, I did own Eric Curry's pets. Actually, I did mention that. And the fact that I had been waiting for that message for as long as I had, and the fact that it was literally worth waiting for, those are the two key things that I remember. Is that was one of the first identifications of one of my spirit guides, who I believe that's Peter. And then the just general, like the sense of gratitude and the fact that I don't know what, like the fact that there was something there where she saw and she knew enough about my connection to the animals that she mentioned it. Like it was just nothing. You can't tell me nothing. Okay. It's just nothing more validating and more beautiful. And yeah, that was my first message that I received in the church. I waited a year for it, but it was worth it. So I don't know, side note, if if there is a spiritualist church in your area, like I would highly recommend checking it out and like just going and seeing what it's about, sitting in for just one service. Literally just give it a shot. Yeah, so that's a spiritualist church. In the next video, I will talk about we're gonna go back to Dr. Margolin. You'll see where that goes in the next video.